Hello, benevolent viewers. I'm Dr. Hugh McCague from Multicultural Toronto. The cheerful Canadian people wish you good health and a happy spirit. The ancient mystical order Rosicrucian, also known as the Rosicrucian order Amorc, is a worldwide cultural, educational, and philosophical organization that is perpetuating the profound and practical teachings of the Rosicrucians. These teachings, as passed down and added to over the centuries, from ancient Egypt to Europe, and now all over the world, pertain to the mysteries of the universe, nature, and humans themselves. I am pleased to present the following excerpts from the Rosicrucian book, Whisperings of Self by Validivar. Men are united by the fact of religious experience, not by their collective interpretation of it. Each religion is a mystical experience had by its founder, out of which grows the creed it expounds. Many men take an excursion from their faith only to return to it at the end of life, like a weary traveler coming home. Orthodoxy is an evil to be found alike in religion and science. Practical Christian living is nothing more than the natural development of satisfactory human relations. This finds its equivalent in any highly developed moral order. For most men, all human endeavor falls into three divisions: that which is commonplace and appears comprehensible, that which, like the sciences, is mysterious but by custom it is acceptable, that which is mysterious but being uncommon is damned. It can be positively declared that the decadence of a civilization begins when the effort to obtain the necessities of life is diminished to a minimum, and there is no corresponding effort to attain moral idealism. The most golden treasures of life are its beautiful memories. The labors involved in complex living are far in excess of the pleasures extracted therefrom. Everything is both cause and effect. It is an effect of a past cause, but it is likewise a cause of the effect that will emerge from it in the future. There is, therefore, neither an absolute cause nor effect. They both arise as a notion from our perception of any particular cycle of change. Philosophy theorizes on the probable unity of the universe. Science tries to prove the existence of such unity by revealing interlocking laws and phenomena. Mysticism, however, provides the actual experience of unity through such states as cosmic consciousness. No man can be honest in his convictions who has not first explored the possibility of an opposite view. The fulfillment of desires creates obligation. Consciousness is a state which an organism undergoes as a result of stimuli acting upon it. It may be likened to the motion of an object, which is a form of change through which the object passes as the result of forces acting upon it. Therefore, consciousness is neither a tangible nor intangible substance. He who interrupts my thoughts interrupts my life. Each lends the color of his understanding to his surroundings. To state the obvious is not a declaration of knowledge. As science explains the nature of our existence, philosophy relates the purpose of that existence, and mysticism provides the spirit of it. It is easier to discourse upon what man is not than on what he is. In all that he differs, that is not all that he is. There is no more deadly venom than that which flows from a slanderous pen. The isolationist is always one who is never conscious of his dependence upon others, outside the narrow sphere in which he has placed himself. Conscience, or the moral sense, is the way in which we regard the relation of self to our environment. If good is a reality, it must be experienced. Therefore, no man sins who knows not the good, but every man sins who refuses to know the good. Thus the greatest sin of all is a willful ignorance. If one pursues the knowledge that he loves, he makes love of knowledge his real end. One with such an end in view never intentionally misuses the power of his knowledge. It is the prudent use of knowledge that constitutes wisdom. The mystic is most suited by his teachings and beliefs to contribute to the expansion of moral behavior. He causes his conduct to become a compulsion from within, a response to self, rather than a social or legal enforcement. Most superstitions would pass if we took the trouble to find a reason for our beliefs. The more man, through science, extends the physical universe, that is, reveals heretofore unrevealed reality, the more he comes to realize he must alter his concepts of the relationship of divinity to matter. What is commonly known as moral behavior is the human attempt to pursue a course of mental and physical conduct as will induce or arouse feeling sympathetic to the realization had of the inner self. The pseudo-mystic smirks at other men's struggles with the problems of existence, while he retires into a self-created atmosphere of smug sanctity. He implies that neglect of the world means spiritual supremacy. All people have the same destination in life, happiness. But there's no agreement on the road to take to it. Aspiration is a desire to attain what the mind conceives would be the most satisfying experience. Each person should so live that he or she is worthy of life and his or her work is worthy of him or her. It is far easier to resort to the pages of a book than to ideas of the mind. Consequently, there are more readers than thinkers. The human consciousness is the organizer of the universe. That aspect of being which is comprehensible to the mind appears as order. The moral structure is but one fabric. Any contamination of it makes the whole imperfect. He who lies is also a thief, for has he not stolen another's trust in his words? Prejudice, a dislike without reasonable provocation. One should be neither elated nor grieved over the present. The present is so fleeting that the causes of either sentiment are past when their effects are realized. Therefore, just say of what you experience, "It is well." If a thing is neither good nor bad, it is devoid of inherent purpose. The effects that follow from it are by necessity and not by intent. Nature is neither good nor bad. The good of living, therefore, consists in adapting ourselves to those effects we prefer. Moral perfection in its highest state is the ultimate equivalence of personality and soul. The right is only such if it provides justice. The more money a person has, the more he or she has to find a usefulness for it. For most people are selfish if it soon satisfies their elemental wants. Then comes disquieting realization that the only lasting happiness money provides is in spending it on others. Happiness is hard to acquire and easy to lose if it consists of many things. A peaceful life is the intelligent evaluation of existence and the obtaining of it, for that brings satisfaction as lasting as our days. The essence of good speaking: have something to say and say it. Every incident should be worthy of the moment in which it exists. The recitation of a confession is a recitation of a lesson learned. Most people take a problem, not to themselves, not into the chambers of their own minds, but to the first directory of persons whom they can consult. Happiness is an extract from the compound of living, but the compound is an intelligent formula of ordered thinking and doing. It is not a chance combination of events.
For more information on the ancient mystical order Rosicrucian or Amorc, please visit www.amorc.org.
Spiritual viewers, thank you for joining us on today's Words of Wisdom.